Just recently I was on the market for a new lens for my Sony cameras and decided to take a punt and go for an 85mm lens. But I was unsure on which 85mm lens to go for, the Sony, the Sigma, the Samyang, the Zeiss, but then this one kept cropping up. The Viltrox. Now you can't go wrong with any 85mm lens, they will all do a fantastic job, and since using an 85mm focal length for myself for about a week now, I will consider this a must for anyone. But the most alluring factor about the Viltrox 85mm lens is the price point. You could pick one of these full frame lenses up for yourself today for a little over £330 from Amazon, and this makes it one of the best bang for the buck lenses you can get, one of the best budget lenses you could possibly get for the Sony cameras. And since using it myself, it has completely blown me away. That B-roll was alright, weren't it? And most of it was shot with the 85mm lens. Hello, this is Future Curtis, and I'd like to make a little bit of a correction. All the B-roll you just saw was shot with the 85mm lens. There was a plan beforehand to shoot something different, but because it started snowing, I decided to utilise that instead. But yeah, that's all I've got to say really. Let's get cracking. Hope you're enjoying the video so far. The look this lens gives is something that I've never seen before. The compression, everything is just wow. But before I get too far ahead of myself, let's start from the top and first look at the build quality of this lens. The first time using this lens, I was really impressed with the build quality of the lens. The outer casing is constructed all of metal, and the lens mount is also made out of metal as well. It feels solid in the hand and is still relatively lightweight, coming in at only 484 grams, and I believe this is lighter than both of my other lenses. Wait there. That's definitely heavier. But because it's constructed from metal, it feels durable, it feels rugged, it feels solid, like a house brick. Probably the first time I've ever described a lens like a house brick. And I don't think you'll find a better build quality in any lens at this price point. However, this lens doesn't have any weather sealing, but I have had it out in the rain, it's taken a slashing from the snow, and it's been absolutely fine. The lens itself doesn't have any buttons on it, and you'll have to control it all through camera. The only thing you'll find on here is a focus ring that's pretty thick and adds some texture to the lens. I'd say the throw of the lens is really nice as well. It's not too tight or too loose, it feels really smooth, and the focus ring itself has no hard stop, so you can turn it indefinitely. But so far, the price, the build quality, sounds like we've got a good lens in our hands right here. But that means jack if it can't take good photographs. Moving on to image quality, and if you get this lens for photography, filming, you are not going to be disappointed with the results. This lens is incredibly sharp. Now, I'm not going to be doing any of the scientific kind of tests because that's not how I roll. I really want to understand how it works in the real world. But regardless, this lens is just impeccable. The results you can get from this thing are amazing. Just check out some of these photographs for yourself. I'm really impressed with what this lens can deliver in terms of image quality. If you want to check out some more of the photographs I've done with this lens, I have done a POV with it in the snow. That's in the eye corner right here, and there is a ton over on my Instagram if you want to go and check them out for yourself. Now, I have noticed that there is a bit of lens distortion and color fringing coming from this lens, which is kind of to be expected at this price point. However, Adobe Lightroom has added a lens profile for this lens, and if it isn't installed in Adobe Lightroom, you can go and download it on the Viltrox website, which clears things up pretty nicely, and since shooting with it, it hasn't been a major concern for myself. But this lens, it gives you that super melted, crispy background that everyone is after in their photograph. You can see from yourself how this lens takes an object or a person and makes them pop off that photograph, and the same goes for video and B-roll as well. I really like how it's able to isolate a subject. Now as well, this lens does have auto autofocus and it works extremely well. I haven't hardly had any problems using it myself. The eye focus is superb, it's fast, it's responsive, and works just as well as my other two lenses. Video shooters will be really happy to hear, or technically not hear, that this lens uses a stepping motor for focusing, making it practically silent, making it an ideal choice for those shooting weddings and event videography. With all that said and done, I think it's time we come up with a conclusion for this lens, and honestly, I think this is a pretty easy one. If you're on a bit of a budget and you're looking for your first 85mm prime lens, then I highly recommend you grab yourself this one. I did, and I don't regret it. To sum up, build quality. If it wasn't a lens, it'd be a good f***ing house brick. Autofocus is superb and image quality is exceptional. But as you can tell, I'm a big fan of this Viltrox 85mm lens, but more importantly, I'm a big fan of the 85mm focal length now. You can get amazing photographs with it. You can't go wrong with any 85mm lens that is currently on the market. You will get that super crispy melted background that everyone desires with their photographs, and I now think anybody who is doing photography or video should always have an 85mm lens with them. So that's everything I've got to say about the 85mm lens, but I think we've got a little bit of time to look through the hashtag CP photos. 5,000 posts on the hashtag, that's completely insane. And our first image today is of course again by 7th Verse. One absolutely incredible photograph. This is amazing. Great work right there, buddy. Travel Geography Life, absolutely love this photograph of this little bird right here. Love the little foreground interest as well. Great composition, fantastic work. The camera in my pocket, this is what he thinks of Pentax. Absolutely fantastic photograph right here. Absolutely love that. I want to try that again in the future. That was a lot of fun, just like breaking cameras. Don't worry, it was already broken. But great work. Thank you for using the hashtag. Our next photograph today is by M Mode Photography, and wow, the detail in that eye is amazing. Also, I love the shadows you've got as well. Really love it. It just brings more attention to the eye. Fantastic work right there. Our next photograph today is by Knock Photography. I really like these images right here. The lighting is amazing as well. I just love the two contrasting colors that you've been able to light onto your subject. I really hope I could do something like this in the future. But absolutely fantastic work, and thank you so much for using the hashtag. And we'll have a look at a couple of more today. This one right here by Doggo. Interesting name, but absolutely love it. Really nice macro close-up. Simple, to the point. Really do like it. Great work. And our final photograph today is by Christopher. I really like this shot right here of these old like streets looking all the way down. Almost like, you know, the leading lines from the building drawing your attention in to look all the way down at the bottom to notice that little shed with some bikes in front of it. Fantastic work. Thank you for using the hashtag. Keep up the brilliant work. That's where I'm going to be leaving today's video, everyone. But if you've got any questions or I've missed anything, drop it in the comment section below. And don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. Be all really deeply appreciated. But until next time, everyone, take care. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.